It's not stopping me. This is worrying. It's literally not, like, it's not stopping me. I can't stop.
So I'm here 1100 meters above Strumica in North Macedonia, and my brakes have just stopped working. I couldn't even stop the bike fully, and I had to get off and use my feet to slow it down. I need new brake pads, but the city is all the way down there, 25 kilometers of steep, winding switchbacks. Without brakes, it's almost impossible to make it down safely without crashing.
Almost 3 hours now.
In case you're new here, I'm Alex. I've been travelling the world by tallbike since 2022 and spent the last series crossing Europe as I cycle towards Asia. And this is Nova, 10-week-old stray puppy found on the Serbia-Romania border, who is now along for the ride too. In the next few videos, I'll be attempting to cross the Balkans following the Iron Curtain Trail, a challenging and mountainous cross-country Eurovelo route, which marks the original divide between Eastern and Western Europe as we head towards Turkey and into Asia. To pick up where we left off, we teamed up with Georgia to cross into Bulgaria, and were joined by Julian and Timo the day after, with plans to cycle together into Sofia before going our separate ways. It's quite rare for 4 travelling cyclists to converge in one place, even if only for a short time, so we spent an extra night in Dragoman getting to know each other and playing with Nova. The next morning we packed up the bikes again and began heading towards the capital.
Day 82, we're heading towards Sofia. It's not on my route, but I thought why not get to spend some time with other bike tourists. Not the best style of road, as you can see, and we were on cobbles for many miles. But there are some pretty big hills up coming up. Today is mostly downhill, but the next few days for me on my own are going to be absolute hell.
Nova seemed to like her new home on the bike. It was the perfect place for her to lean out and see everything ahead, or curl up inside her room and take a nap. We followed the highway since it was the most direct route, and soon found the roads getting busier as we approached the city. In seemingly no time at all, we were in Sofia. We made our way into the busy city centre, looking for a cheap hotel to share for the night.
There you go.
Is it working though? Oh, I have to keep it? Oh man. Are we gonna get stuck?
The next day, we decided to explore the city a little. Georgia and Timo had already left, and me and Julian would go our separate ways the following morning. Sofia is well known for its architecture, and we had a photo shoot for Nova outside one of the famous cathedrals.
Nova, what's this?
And with a little help from some tempting treats, Nova turned out to be quite the poser.
Yes! Stay like that, stay right like that. Good girl! Alright, it's day 86 maybe. Finally leaving Sofia after maybe 3-4 days here. But to get out of the city and up the mountain, I have to get through a lot of forest first.
I had come off the Iron Curtain Trail to detour into Sofia with the others, so now I would need to take the motorway towards the North Macedonian border and rejoin the route there, climbing up to 1100 meters at the border itself.
So me and Nova are now taking a quick break. Nova's here, lovely and sleepy. Nova! And there's the bike and the road behind it. I've just taken a quick stop off at this lovely hotel that let me use their seating area. But as you can see in the distance, it's very hilly. And I'm using the GoPro for a change, which I never seem to do. So you'll be able to see some hyperlapses, hopefully, of my Motorway Endeavours. All right, let's do this. And off we go again. Nova's down there with the GoPro. Well, it certainly turned out to be an interesting day. I'm only halfway. Hey Nova! I love how she's asleep for all of this. Day 87, going up a massive mountain now on the way into North Macedonia, and these people have stopped up ahead, as everyone does. Hello. Hi.
The ascent the next day to the border took almost 5 hours in total, and was one of the steepest climbs I'd done so far, but gradually I was reaching the top.
Don't you dare go for that food, Nova. Well, looks like somebody got into the bag of food. Hey. No, you're not eating that food. You've had way too much for your own good. Go away. You silly dog. I've been climbing this damn hill for the last 3 hours, maybe 4, I don't know. It's the highest climb I've done in my life at this point, but over the next few days I'm going to beat that record like 3 more times. And I really need to get a new sign. Oh, and yeah, I got one of these because trucks are now getting more dangerous towards Macedonia, so hopefully this helps. I'm now looking for a branch to just stick out onto the side and hope that helps. Alright, North Macedonia, here we come. Country number, I don't know, 13? Those boxes? I don't speak
Where come from?
England.
From England?
Yeah, cycling across the world.
Dog is England?
No, no, Romania.
Romania. You're not afraid? Right.
No? Thank you. Thank you. That's just adorable. No? No, you can't lick the camera, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Alright, we're in North Macedonia now, and about to head down. I'm gonna die. Wish me luck. If I die, someone take my dog, and most importantly my tool bike. And use it and get around the world with it, please. Like, this bike needs to go around the world. It's not about me, it's about the bike. No one's done this. Do it. Woo-woo! 7%! 4,000 meters! That is fun!
It was 12 kilometers of entirely steep downhill to the first town in North Macedonia, which is always the best reward for so many hours of climbing. By the time I arrived, there wasn't much sunlight left, and I began searching for a quiet riverside camping spot. But there were too many people around, and I didn't have the energy to cycle out of the valley towards the mountains again. But luckily, something surprised me.
So I've just been invited by this taxi driver from the UK, this one right here. And I was struggling to find a wild camp spot, and he's invited me for coffee and also apparently to pitch in his yard. So I'm now just following him to the nearest town, and hopefully I'll have somewhere to camp. I hate talking into a camera, it's really weird. Anyway, so update, I followed them back to camp in their yard, and then actually ended up offering me a full-on room and a place to have a shower. So thank you so much. I've now got a place to sleep tonight for free, and Nova has a place to stay outside as well. This is probably my first time being invited into a stranger's home with them knowing me for less than an hour. Kind of like in North Macedonia so far.
The next 2 days I'd be tackling 3 peaks to climb back up to 1100 meters, leading to an even bigger descent into Strumica, the only city on my route in Macedonia. The winding roads were peaceful and full of nature, prompting me to take as many breaks as I could to really appreciate our surroundings.
I've got a croissant and the leftovers of a pizza that I was given. 24 hours in the heat. I don't know if that will poison me, but I don't know, we'll find out I guess. Don't worry, I will clear this up. It comes back on the bike with me, unlike some idiot who left all that rubbish over there. Nova, what are you eating?
Come on, you wet little dog. Somebody just went for a swim, didn't ya?
What? Yeah, I can see that. Loads of energy. Yes. Okay, I'll come and play.
Oh, yes! Yes, good job.
She's been feeling too much today, and today she even threw up on me. Okay, and now we conquer the second mountain of the day. This one is a 9% angle. Not as bad as some that I've had this week, but I've got to go up 3,000 feet altogether today. Why is it full of bullet holes is my question. Like who just sees these signs and thinks, oh yeah, great, let's just shoot it. Yeah, we're anti-hill. Let's just hope that I don't become the next target up here on this bike. Took a while, but I'm now at the top of the second peak, which is 1,167 meters.
I had now completed 2 out of 3 climbs. But as I approached the third and final peak, there was a rather worrying development.
Well, there wasn't much of a peak for the third one, and my rear brake barely works, but I'm on the way down on the third one, and my rear brake isn't doing anything. This is worrying. I've got like... it's literally not... like, it's not stopping me. This is worrying. I can't stop.
At this point, I was now holding onto both brakes with all of my strength to keep it from gaining speed as the road began sloping down, but they weren't responding at all.
I don't trust myself to go any faster than this right now. It's too dangerous. Holy f***. Look at that. And we're finally at the top. And look at that view. So my next issue is, well, you know how unreliable my brakes are? Basically, that doesn't work. It just doesn't stop me. It barely makes any difference, and my front brakes don't do a thing. Going down 2 miles of descent, I don't know if I'm gonna die or not, but I'm gonna try not to for Nova's sake. Hey Nova. So while Nova eats all of the ants she can find, I'm up here still at the top of this mountain, and looking at my brakes, I didn't even make it down here, which is already about, I don't know, 50 meters down. And I know that it's a lot steeper getting down there for the rest of the way. I had a look at the rear brake, and I don't think it's gonna make it safely down. My front brake does work, but my fork has a lot of flex. It's not safe to rely on a front brake with that amount of weight. I've never done that.
The issue was that there were now 20 kilometers of steep, winding roads leading down the mountain, and with no brakes on such a heavy bike, there would be no easy way to slow the bike down enough to make the sharp switchback turns.
So for now, I've put out a little urgent request for help on Instagram in the hopes that some of the local Macedonians will see it, and someone in that city all the way down there happens to have a hydraulic bleeding kit.
More than an hour passed and nobody responded. It was a weekday and most people were likely still working. but the only alternative would be to hitchhike down the mountain to get the parts I needed, leaving my bike and belongings behind. The only other option would be for someone to take all the bags and Nova in their vehicle, and for me to try to ride down unloaded, as I figured if the bike was 90 kilos lighter, the brakes might work just enough to get me down into Strumica without dying.
So it's been over an hour now up here, which is okay. It's actually quite nice sitting up here with a very excited, overzealous dog. Just watching all the cars come past. No one's stopped yet. But I took the chance to get the drone up, so it's currently on its way home. But look at that view, seriously. Still here, 2 hours later.
As time passed and the light began to fade, the situation wasn't looking good.
Almost 3 hours now. A few people have attempted to provide help via giving me locations of bike shops in Strumica, which is where I'm going, but as I've explained, I can't get down a hill without the brakes. Here isn't campable, even though it is concrete. There are too many ants, they will rip us apart. I might have to walk the bike a little way down the hill, like half a mile, till I find some grassy area. And yeah, might have to just camp here tonight and then see what the morning brings. Nova! Yes? I'm crazy. I'm biking across Europe with a dog! Oh. This camera won't last long. So yeah, we are... Don't bite my shirt. We're still waiting up here and it's kind of getting dark. But a local taxi service said they might come, although I think that might have been a prank. And someone else said they know a cycling club that might have a vehicle, so I'm hopeful and not going to set up camp just yet, in the hopes that something does go right. So, how was your first mountain, Nova?
Two more hours passed, and it was now too dark to ride down anymore. But then...
It's really simple. Yeah, so it's now somewhere around 9 PM I think, and yeah, we had some amazing people who came out to rescue me, so to speak, and pick up the bags. So I'm going to get escorted down the hill, and because I really don't want to cheat, this bike is going to make it down the hill with me, but I'm cheating a little bit with the bags. They're going to take a lift. But that's okay, because I said I'd ride the bike across the world, not the bags specifically, and the dog doesn't have to come either, so that's okay. And your name is? Ivan and?
Oscar.
And these two amazing people came to pick up the bags for me, so I've now got some support and a very blinding vehicle to help escort me down this mountain. So yeah, let's get going. Okay then, I've been rescued, and now we're about to head off down a humongous hill towards Strumica. So let's just get the bike up.
With Nova and all the bags in the car, I was hoping that the tall bike was now light enough to make the descent safely. But this road had many winding bends and had holes and cracks everywhere. Let's go.
Whoop. Yeah, I'll do it.
Eventually we rolled into Strumica. My bones rattled beyond anything I'd ever experienced before, since I'd forgotten to lower my tyre pressure before hurtling down a bumpy mountain at almost 80 kilometers an hour.
Another one that you can take.
That was intense, yeah. Hello, crazy. If she had been inside on that way down, she would have been dead. Lucky that she wasn't in there for that.
I gave my thanks to my rescuers and went to find a room for the night. The next day, I found a bike mechanic who replaced my pads and discs, which would be dearly needed over the next few weeks, and began heading towards southern Bulgaria.
Hey girl. Who's ready to do another border crossing? This is like your 4th one in a month.
Alright, let's do this. Oh, great, thanks for that. You saw that, right? I just got sprayed, like, really badly.
I was now headed towards Bulgaria's Rhodope Mountains, one of the largest, wildest mountain regions in Europe, and with, little did I know, some of the roughest terrain of my entire trip. But that's for the next video. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking or subscribing to our channel. It really helps to support us on this journey, and we appreciate all of you who are watching. See you soon!